There was a time I'd enjoy the Sunday market scene. Browse through the stalls, sniff out a bargain.
Think of the overtime. See anything that matches?
No. Where does all the stolen stuff go?
Work that one out and you become chief commissioner.
It's not hers to sell.
I have paid my money, it is mine.
You don't understand, it belongs to someone else.
You tell her, I buy this from
We don't need
you.
to explain anything to her.
Something we can help you with?
This woman, she says I have stolen this.
Not you, her.
What is that thing?
Pottery, Staffordshire, antique.
I pay $400.
It's part of a collection which belongs to my neighbour, Gwen Kinnear.
Who happens to be my mother. She gave it to me.
It's a family heirloom.
And I'm the family.
You're supposed to wait till someone's dead before you
She
start
said
getting
I could have a bit
So you can
now.
flog it off at a market stall? I don't think so. Look, don't take my word for it. Go and talk to Mrs. Kinnear.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm going to have to take that into custody.
I pay fair price for this.
No one is disputing that.
You're saying if this is stolen, I have lost my money?
Yeah, no, we'll be taking the money as well, thank you.
Go on, sir.
Patrick,
Mum, what are you doing here?
Why do you arrest Stefan? What has he done?
Stefan?
Yes, Patrick.
So, you are Helena's son, the famous detective. I did not realize, but now that I do, I'm sure you can fix this, no problem.
Why didn't you tell me you were coming?
Because then it wouldn't have been a surprise.
But the place is a tip. The dishes haven't been done. The beds haven't been made.
Don't worry, we bring everything we need. It's what you call sin bin.
You'll fix this, won't you, Patrick, huh?
Of course, Mum. Look, I'll see you at home, yeah?
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Mum gave me Jill yesterday.
Jill?
The figurine? Well, that's what I used to call her. She's still got Jack at home, the other one of the pair.
Okay, did your mother know you were going to sell it?
Look, I really don't see the problem. I would have sold it anyway.
Oh, after she dies, you mean?
I'm just trying to get some money together. My husband got laid off 6 months ago. My son has to go up to Sydney for the under-15 lacrosse championship. Now, somehow, I've got to find $600.
Well, Mrs. Robertson's right about how much that thing's worth. He could have gone first class.
Karen Robertson's right about everything, according to my mother.
And how do you think your mother's going to feel about all this?
I've spent my whole life worrying about how my mother feels. From now on, Ken and the kids come first, and if she doesn't like it, well, that's just too bad.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, 4 Bathsheba Road. I thought this was Gwen Kinnear's place.
Yeah, it is. I'm next door. I just thought I should be here.
Oh.
Door's round the side.
Thanks.
Gwen's a bit frail, you see. Marvellous for her age, but it's come as a bit of a shock. Gwen, the police are here.
Oh, there's no need to get up, Mrs. Kinnear.
Arthritis. I don't usually let it slow me down too much, but...
Well, here's the pottery collection, or what's left of it.
These are all antiques, are they?
Genuine Staffordshire. They belong to my grandmother. And my mother. Then me. Soon they'll be George's.
Did you know that your daughter intended to sell the figurine?
No, dear.
Did you give it to her?
Is that what she said?
The police can't help unless you tell them what happened, Gwen.
If Georgia said I gave her my little Staffordshire Jill, then that must have been what happened.
I knew something had happened. Gwen was so upset after Georgia left yesterday.
Is that why you went to the market, to see Georgia?
Little did I realise she'd be using her stall to flog off family heirlooms.
Well, look, I'm afraid there's not much we can do about it.
Gwen didn't give her that piece. Surely you could see she was trying to cover for Georgia.
Well, if Mrs. Kinnear isn't prepared to say the items were stolen,
Makes
then...
me so mad. Gwen's such a sweet old dear. Georgia's always taking advantage.
Is there any other family?
Yeah, son, but he's in Brisbane.
You could contact him, couldn't you?
Oh, I don't like to stick my nose in. Excuse me.
Thank you.
There must be something we can do.
Like?
I don't know, it just seems so wrong.
Oh, Bennett.
Yep.
Mate, my mum is in town, and naturally she's going to want to stay with us.
No worries.
But she's brought the boyfriend.
You got a problem with Stefan?
Wait till you meet him.
I have met him.
When?
He came in with your mum. Seems like a nice bloke. As a matter of fact.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty? And my brother said, how should I know? I have not seen evidence yet.
Sign at the bottom there, Mr. Pavlich, then you can take the piece with you.
You see, didn't I tell you my Patrick could fix everything?
So you're into collectibles, are you?
Depends.
Stefan's son deals in antiques. He told us there was money in old pottery.
What did you do before you retired?
Restaurateur.
Croatian. Very authentic.
Really? How long are you planning to stay in Mount Thomas?
Depends on Helena. She wants to spend some time with her son, then we will move on. Then I will have it to myself again.
Mum, it's probably time for you to go, eh?
I'm sorry. We must be keeping you from your work.
I came in to finish this report, but it's nice to see you, both of you.
I'll see you at home soon.
As soon as I can.
Bye-bye.
Nice bloke.
Shame about the antique joke book.
Well, your mother seems very fond of him. It looks serious. "24 hours and my mother will take over. The place will be spotless. Heaven help you if you leave your dirty undies out and forget to put the toilet seat down. Tell ya, the police academy's got nothing on my mother."
Police Academy? Right.
Good evening.
At last.
Where is Greater? Do you have Greater, please?
Greater. Do we have a Greater? Yep, somewhere.
Stefan is preparing such a feast. Kolbasi. And then for the main course.
My specialty. Tripe Dalmatian style.
Oh, then I guess we won't be needing this, eh?
Patrick.
Oh, Mum, I mean, you're always complaining. Whenever you come here, there's nothing to cook, so...
Oh, I don't cook anymore. It spoils all his fun.
Not all, my darling.
Stefan, surely you can think of something to do with this.
I will think of something. Perhaps soup.
Soup with my crayfish.
Why don't you try this? Freshly squeezed. Full of vitamins.
Mum, vitamins are the last thing I need at the moment.
So, you need a hand with anything?
You can stuff kolbasi.
Tonight we must celebrate. Genuine antique Staffordshire pottery. And such a bargain.
It's just been in Mrs. Kinney's family for over 3 generations.
This Mrs. Kinney here. She has more of this pottery, yeah?
I don't think it's for sale, Stefan.
Such a pity. My son says these things are worth good money.
Yeah? I can't see it myself. I mean, it just looks like a bit of old china to me.
Age improves many things, PJ. This you will find out for yourself one day.
Ben, of course I wanted to have a good life. I mean, I really do.
Well, let's just start.
And you're right, mate. I mean, you are right. If she wants to tool around the countryside with some guy who eats offal and collects pottery dolls and has the laugh of a hyena, well, then that's fine. I mean, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for her.
Congratulations, mate. You're cured, obviously. PJ.
I know. Be happy for her.
Get a bit of that in you, mate.
Oh, cheers.
Who is this Stefan?
Mrs. Hasham's new bloke. He's a bit of a champ, really.
A bit of a champ who can cook. Rare fine.
Yeah.
Ben, just get that stuff out of here, please.
That was Karen Robertson, Mrs. Kinnear's next-door neighbour. She's a bit worried something might have happened. The old lady's not answering the door.
All right, thank Joan.
She's probably got a flat battery and a hearing aid.
No, I'll go.
Well, Jonesy's right, Peach. It's probably just a false alarm. There's a door open round here. PJ. Mrs. Kinnear. Mrs. Kinnear, you okay? It's all right. It's all right.
Require an
It's gonna be
ambulance
okay.
to 4 Bathsheba Street, Mount Thomas. Elderly woman, conscious head injuries.
When is she? Mrs. Kinnear, it's all right. It's all right. Help's on its way.
What are we going to do now? She promised to leave the Staffordshire to me.
So you could sell it.
No, I was going to offer Mum a deal.
A deal?
She's been campaigning to move in with us. She point blank refuses to go into a home. Well, that's why she gave me the deal in the first place, to soften me up. Well, maybe I was starting to consider it, but it was going to cost her.
The price of a lacrosse trip?
What about last night?
What about last night?
You didn't go and see her?
No?
Sure you didn't have an argument when she refused to help?
Let me guess who told you that. Karen Robertson. She's been trying to come between me and my mother for years.
Why would she do that?
Nothing better to do, I guess. I mean, she doesn't have to go to work. Her husband's on $80,000 a year. I mean, she can send her kids on a holiday whenever she wants to.
So you didn't visit your mum last night, then?
No, I didn't.
We should be throwing everything we've got at her. I mean, Mrs. Kinnear's been assaulted.
You got no motive.
Hey, wasn't the daughter after more of that pottery?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's pottery. Why would you smash it up?
Well, maybe they fought over it or was a fit of rage. How would I know?
You don't. You got no evidence.
Well, we haven't spoken to anyone else in the street apart from Karen Robertson.
Well, sounds like it's time for the dreaded door knock.
Please don't look at me like that.
Well, someone's got to go with Joe.
Actually, Joe's going to help me interview.
Yes, and I'm ready any time you are.
Thanks for volunteering, Benny boy.
PJ, your mum called on Stefan's mobile, mate. That's his number.
Stefan's mobile.
Yep.
Well, I had a boiled egg for tea, and then I went to bed and read for a while, and then I think I...
Did something wake you?
Yes, I heard a sound. Someone moving about.
How do they get in?
I've no idea.
We found the little balcony door open.
Oh, I never leave it open.
But the door hadn't been forced.
Well, it must have been.
All right. So you heard a sound and you went out to investigate, and you saw what?
The intruder smashing my Staffordshire collection, every single piece. It belonged to my grandmother, you know.
You describe this intruder?
No, dear. It was dark.
Your daughter didn't happen to drop in last night by any chance, did she?
She did drop in. Was it last night? I gave her my little Staffordshire Jill.
That was Saturday.
What's today?
Monday.
You haven't seen her since?
No, I haven't seen her since.
Well, it sounds like she's covering for her daughter to me.
Well, I can't see Georgia Hammond smashing up pottery.
But why else would Mrs. Kinnear be so vague about her description of this intruder?
Because she's a little old lady?
Well, why would she insist that the door was forced when we know it wasn't?
This came in from fingerprints about half an hour ago. They've located 2 sets of prints off the door, and the second lot also matched some they found on a teapot.
We should get Karen Robertson in for some elimination prints.
Already called her. She's on her way.
Thank you.
Patrick, you're here.
Is everything okay?
How fortunate. Of course.
Nice to see you, Helena. Is Stefan not coming?
Oh, yes, he's parking the car. He's bought you lunch.
Please, Mum, no more kolbasi.
Oh, better than kolbasi.
Better than Kolbasi. Why go?
Patrick, you didn't call me.
No, look, I forgot, Mum. I'm sorry. Was it important?
Would I bother you at work if it wasn't important? It doesn't matter anyway. I bought it. It was a bargain. Here, try it on.
Mum.
Come through, Mrs. Robertson.
Can we do this?
Here.
Can we do this at home?
It'll only take a minute.
Mum, I've got work to do. Parish is perfectly capable of taking a set of fingerprints.
You'll find my fingerprints all through that house, you know.
Well, this is so we can identify yours. The idea is to eliminate you from the investigation.
Oh, I see. And I suppose if you find George's fingerprints, that eliminates her, too.
Well, it's not going to prove anything. We know that she was there on Saturday.
What about last night?
Well, Mrs. Kinnear doesn't know who assaulted her.
Oh, she knows damn well. She's just not saying. Look, I popped in to see Gwen before we went out last night. She was leaving a message on George's answering machine. Said you wanted to speak to her in person, urgently.
Did you see her arrive?
No, I was out for quite a while.
Do you know why Mrs. Kinnear wanted to see Georgia?
She's going to change her will. Georgia's supposed to get the Staffordshire collection, but, well, Gwen couldn't bear the thought of it being sold off piece by piece, so...
So who's she going to leave it to instead?
Well, to me, actually.
Thanks, Mrs. Robinson. We'll be in touch.
Oh, hey, Patrick, Joe, lunch is served. Lobster soup.
I told you the seafood wouldn't be wasted. Now, this jumper, put it on.
Mum, I've got to go out.
Does it fit?
I don't know. He won't try it on.
Enough with the jumper. I have to go out. Joe.
Yeah, I'd love some of the soup if you can save me some.
$100 that crate cost me, and he turned it into soup.
Well, maybe you should let me talk to Mrs. Kinnear.
Oh, that's going to make a difference, is it?
2 words, empathy and Mrs. Kinnear.
Ah, that's 3 words?
Mrs. Hammond, sorry, before you go in, we believe you had a phone call from your mother late yesterday afternoon.
Well, she left a message, yeah?
Asking you to go over.
Yes.
Because she was going to change her will, right?
She didn't say anything about changing a will. Is that what she told you?
No, not exactly. But we have had some information from another source.
Karen Robertson. If that woman's nose was any stickier, she could use it to seal envelopes.
Empathy and tact. I think I get the idea.
More visitors. Georgia, dear, have you met Constable Parrish?
We've just had a chat, actually.
Yeah, how are you feeling now, Mrs. Kinnear?
Much better.
Hi. Just thought I'd tidy up some of Gwen's things.
I don't know what we'd do without you, Karen. Mum, the police want to talk to you about last night.
But I've already told you, haven't I?
We just want to clear up a misunderstanding about this phone call you made to your daughter.
Karen's told them all about it. Why you wanted to see me.
Oh, dear.
We can come back later if you like.
No, that's okay. I must dash. Shall I pick you up tomorrow?
I think we can manage that. Thanks very much, Karen.
All right. Well, I'll pop in tomorrow afternoon sometime.
I'll look forward to it.
Where did this come from?
It's a present from me.
Is that part of the Staffordshire collection?
It certainly is. It's Jack. Where did you get it?
Gwen gave it to me the other day.
You said the pottery was coming to me. The whole lot.
Yes, I know, dear, but I let you have Jill, and, well, Karen's practically part of the family. It seemed only fair.
Under the circumstances, I think it should stay with Gwen, don't you? After all, it's still in one piece.
No, dear, you take it. I insist. It's little enough after all you've done for me.
Tonight, I teach you a new recipe. Cabbage rolls.
That sounds great. What do you want me to do?
You have some ham I forget to buy.
Anything you'd like me to do, Stefan?
Put this on, then go show your mother. Please. It will make her happy. You have some toothpicks. You might need them when you are rolling.
Mum, are you all right?
Fine, Patrick. I was just resting. You're just like Stefan. Always fussy.
Thanks for the jumper.
It fits.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you like the color?
Yeah, it's good.
Tell Stefan. He chose it.
Can you do that for me?
You don't like him, do you?
No, I like him.
No, you don't. You're so angry. So far away from me. I can't talk with you.
Mum, you can always talk to me.
There are things I want to say to you.
I admit that I don't like it how he has to have everything his own way, his own music, his own cooking, and all this touchy-feely stuff, you know. It's embarrassing to me. But it's your life, and I want you to be happy.
Yes. It is my life. And it is what I choose.
That you don't need my blessing.
Is that why you think I can pay?
Mum, I know how your mind works.
You're not listening to me, Patrick.
I just want the best for you, that's all.
As for ham, he gives me pizza topping. Elena. Why do you make her cry?
There's a bit of an argument, not that it's any of your business.
I make it my business. Ever since we come here, I have to bite my tongue when I see the way you treat her.
How I treat her? You're the one putting on the lover boy routine.
Ah, so now we get to the truth. It is me that is the problem.
Yeah, that's right. You are the problem.
I make her happy, not like you, her own son.
That's right. I am her son. And you are not my father, so
I
shut
look
up!
after her. I show her respect.
Respect? You wouldn't know the meaning of the word.
Stop it, both of you. Stefan, you forget. This is my son's house. We are guests.
I apologize.
And you, Patrick. Don't ask me to choose between you and Stefan. Because I warn you, I might not choose you.
Sorry about that, Ben. I don't think I'm the one you should be apologising to.
He has been itching to start a fight ever since he got here.
Mate, from where I'm standing, the only one doing any itching around here is you.
Right, so why don't you butt out as well?
Feeling better this morning?
Oh, look, I'm sorry, mate. I'm really sorry.
Talk to your mother. Now.
We'll take it.
Just take a few breaths and tell me what happened. All right? Take a seat.
It's all clear out there.
How'd they get in? Back door's open.
Oh, it's such a rush in the morning getting the kids off to school. Sometimes I forget to lock up.
Do you know what was taken?
Yeah, just one thing. Just Jack. The Staffordshire piece that Gwen gave me.
What's so special about this thing?
Well, look, I feel sorry for Mrs. Kinnear, and it's her last surviving piece of the collection.
Joe says that Georgia was extremely put out when she found out it had been given to Karen.
I don't think she would have done the bird.
PJ, if she's capable of assaulting her own mother, stealing from the neighbour would be a snack.
Well, fingerprints are out there now. Jones will call us if they come up with anything.
Any word from them on the assault?
Well, I think we can rule out Georgia after this.
Well, surely that would make her an even more likely
So
suspect.
she's stealing. Why not take the stuff last night? Why would you destroy it?
Georgia wasn't home, so we checked with her boss at the music shop. She took a sickie, so she can sell the newly acquired figurine, no doubt. Have you seen your daughter this morning, Mrs. Kinnear?
No. But Karen turned up anyway. Good Samaritan that she is.
She hasn't called or anything?
No? Why?
You don't know where we could find her?
No, dear. Is something wrong?
You haven't told her?
Told me what?
Mrs. Robertson's house was broken into this morning and they took Jack.
So sorry, Gwen. George has probably sold him already.
Well, as yet, there's nothing to confirm that your daughter was responsible for the burglaries.
But we will be talking to her, of course.
She must be so angry with me.
Joe, I got no witnesses, I got no motive, I got no evidence.
Well, so that's it, is it? Just throw Gwen in the too hard basket and forget about her. Just another defenceless old lady being victimised by a family.
No. Take Jones and have a chat to the second-hand dealers. Maybe Georgia try to unload it there.
PJ, your mother, she wants you to call her.
Thanks, Benny.
I got the impression she's ready to wave the old olive branch.
Yeah. That's what to go crawling to Stefan, more like.
And would that be so painful?
I think I would rather swallow razor blades.
Stefan, he's a good bloke.
He's not good enough for my mother.
For her? Or for you? She shouldn't have to choose, PJ. Nobody should.
Patrick, what is it?
Just need to talk to you.
Okay. Now?
He says that Georgia Hammond arranged a meeting where she offered him that.
How much? $700? Cash?
It was very fair price. Dealer would not pay this. How was I to know it was stolen?
Well, the other one was bodgy. You should have talked to me first.
Why should I explain myself to you? As you say yourself, you are not my son.
Excuse me, PJ. Joe and Jones have picked up Georgia Hammond. They're bringing her in now.
Tuck.
I will go.
No, that stays.
But I'm sorry, this is going to have to be impounded for the time being, Mr. Pavlich. What's going on?
Nothing, boss. Just family stuff. One Staffordshire boy with dog sold to Stefan Pavlich for $700. It's your signature.
He did all right, you know. He got Jill as well. He could sell them as a pair for about $3,000.
3? Does Mr. Pavlich know this?
Yeah, he knows. It didn't stop him trying to get the price down.
It was obviously worthwhile considering the trouble you took to get it.
It wasn't any trouble. It was an accident, really. I went to see Karen to sort things out, and I saw Jack on the table. The door was open, so I just went in and I took him back.
Georgia, it never occurred to you that you'd be the first person we would suspect.
Suspect for what? I just took what was rightfully mine. I mean, she's left it all to me, along with the rest of her stuff. It's in her will.
Which she was going to change.
PJ, you'd better come in here for a minute.
Excuse me. Mum, how many times
I think you should listen to this.
Tell him, Stefan.
You tell him.
Stefan.
My son just called me to say hello.
The antique dealer.
I tell him what has been happening, how I managed to find a pair of genuine Staffordshire antiques.
He was very impressed.
So I tell him we're having some trouble. Anyhow, he asked me to describe these pieces.
And that he was concerned when Stefan mentioned the mark on the bottom. Look, see?
Oh, well, the S would be for Staffordshire, though, wouldn't it?
There should not be S or any other mark.
The Staffordshire potters didn't mark their work. They were ashamed of it. They used to do the things quickly for money. They never imagined that one day their things would become valuable. Do you understand?
You see, you did not need me to come.
So, it's a fake.
Well, reproduction might be a better word.
Reproduction, fake, what does it matter? This Mrs. Hammond sold Stefan a dud.
Mrs. Kinnear has been conning us all along.
Looks that way.
Well, someone's done a switch.
In which case, where did the originals get to?
Well, maybe the old girl cashed them in or stashed them or something.
I can't see her doing that, and if she knew they were fake, she'd tell us.
Well, not if she was covering for her daughter about the assault.
Sometimes your mind works in very mysterious ways, Jones.
Okay. Suppose it was all fake. Even the stuff that got smashed. Suppose Mrs. Kinnear tells Georgia she has a tanty when she finds out they're worthless.
What? And she assaults her mother and smashes the lot?
All right, Jones, you better pick up those pieces from fingerprints and see what a dealer has to say about them.
Done.
While you're about it, you might as well take Jack and Jill with you.
Okie dokie.
Didn't know they were fakes?
Not a clue.
Your mother never even hinted?
She's always treated the stuff like the crown jewels.
It's not always about money, Mrs. Hammond. There is such a thing as sentimental value.
My mother's got more mileage out of that stuff over the years than a set of steel-belted radials. Be a good girl, Georgia, or you won't get the Staffordshire when I die. Or bring the boys to see me, Georgia, or I'll leave Jack and Jill to your brother. There's nothing sentimental about my mother.
Please excuse the mess. Karen cleaned up while I was in hospital. She's such a thoughtful girl. But the china cabinet seems so empty.
Gwen, did you ever have the pottery valued?
Yes, once. I was looking into insurance.
When was this?
Was it before Christmas or just after? Karen would know. It was her idea.
Did the valuer look at all the pieces, including...
Jack and Jill? Of course.
And there was no doubt to the authenticity?
Of course not.
Did you go ahead with insurance?
Oh, I couldn't. The cost. Outrageous. Besides, no amount of money could ever replace my pottery. Oh, well. That's life.
Fake. All of it. Made by the truckload. Still not that hard to come by if you know where to look.
And where would that be?
Markets, op shops and vinnies.
So what's it worth?
Not much.
Are you sure the old lady had no idea about it?
No, she still doesn't.
So sometime in the last 3 months, somebody has replaced all Mrs. Kinnear's antique stuff with reproduction.
Unbeknown to Mrs. Kinnear.
Well, the daughter, Georgia, it's got to be.
But if she's behind all this, don't we lose our motive for the assault?
They could have argued about something else, changing the will or Gwen moving in with her.
I think it's time you started looking for another suspect.
Mothers and daughters argue all the time.
So do mothers and sons.
Well, it doesn't mean you go around smashing up the crockery, though, does it?
Georgia Hammond is our only possibility.
So Karen Robertson would have us believe?
Karen Robertson?
She hasn't missed an opportunity to point the finger, has she?
I don't know what you expect to find. Gwen's pottery's all been destroyed except for the Jack and Jill pieces, and you know what happened to them.
Well, we know what happened to the fakes.
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. There's nothing here of Gwen's apart from a box of lamb cuts she asked me to keep in the freezer.
Lamb cuts? What? Is she going to have a slap-up Barbie, is she?
No idea.
It's a lot of lamb for a little lady. Lamb cuts, eh?
You are kidding.
I can't believe I could have been so taken in by that woman.
I had no idea my Staffordshire was so valuable. I couldn't sleep nights.
So you replaced it with fakes?
Piece by piece. I put the real pottery in a box and hid it in the linen cupboard.
So when Georgia sold...
Jill.
You realised someone would pick it as a fake?
Wouldn't it have been easier just to tell the truth?
Oh, I intended to. At first, I wanted her to appreciate what a dreadful thing she'd done. I wanted her to think just for a second that she'd never get the Staffordshire.
And you faked your own assault too, did you?
No, dear. That was an accident. I slipped.
Why didn't you just tell your daughter it was a fake?
No. Couldn't have done that.
Because you thought you'd finally convinced her to let you move in.
She'd have had the real Staffordshire eventually.
Why did you give Karen the other piece? What were you softening her up for?
Oh, Karen's always been so good to me. I was just trying to show my appreciation.
Yeah, but it was a fake, a copy.
Yes, dear. But she wasn't to know that, was she?
You're not going to charge her, are you?
No.
Pity. A stint behind bars would keep her off my back for a while. $700 for Mr. Pavlich, with my sincere apologies.
What would you like us to do with these?
Jack belongs to Karen.
No, he doesn't.
Use him for target practice.
Georgia, I've been thinking perhaps I could help out with Jared's lacrosse trip. I'll give you the Jack and Jill pair, the real ones. Sell them if you want.
Keep them. Do whatever you like with them. I'll find some other way of getting Jared to Sydney.
Parish, perhaps you could give Mrs. Kinnear a lift home?
Oh, I've actually got a heap of
We're all
paperwork.
busy, Parish.
That's okay. I'll drop Mrs. Kinnear home.
Mrs. Robertson needs a lift as well.
No, I'm fine. I'll make my own way, thanks.
Karen, you will come for a cup of tea this afternoon, won't you?
Not today, Gwen. I'm a bit busy.
That's okay. Car's parked out the front. We'll drop off his stuff later, eh?
been a nuisance, haven't I?
Everything's sorted out now?
I'm not sure about that. I'm going to miss Karen.
Does your daughter hold a grudge?
No. Georgia never takes anything to heart for long.
Well, I'm sure we're all disappointments to our mothers at times.
Oh, not a fine boy like you.
I have my moments.
So does your mother, I'll bet. Oh, that's all right, dear. I can manage on my own.
Thought you'd gone. What's wrong?
I sent Stefan away.
Oh, Mum, you didn't have to do that.
You're my son.
Where is he?
It's too late.
It's not too late.
Patrick, please, we have to talk.
We will talk, Mum. All three of us, okay?
Patrick!
PJ, what the hell you are doing?
I got this. It's a check from Georgia Hammond for $700.
For this, you nearly ran me off the road.
Look, Stefan. Mum was really upset. And I'd really like you to come back and just...
I am upset too, PJ. When she tells me to leave. I do not want to go. I want to stay with her till the end.
Yeah.
She has cancer, PJ. She's dying.
We need to talk. How are you?
I have pancreatic cancer.
Don't beat it.
This is something no one can beat.
We will, Mum.
Not even you, my clever detective son.
Mum, if you want to be with Stefan, go. You don't have to stay here.
my son. They say I have 2 months, maybe 3. Who knows? This is why I came back. As long as I have you,